Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Muji Baba ki Jai. So much of our focus, time and attention goes on these appearances of phenomena, sensations, that which I say is on this side of the I am. So once you exist, and you see in the light of this existence itself, this entire phenomenal play starts. And it is a compelling play. But much of our time has gone in identifying as objects within this phenomenal play. We have considered ourselves to be something which is appearing in the light of your being. So when I ask you the question, what is aware of even this existence? It is actually an invitation to check on something which is prior to this primal phenomena. That which I call is on this side. Actually, there are no sides here, but just as a metaphor to explain that on this side of your existence is the entire play of all that is phenomenal. And it's fine, we've been interested in that and that is fine. But the invitation now is to just check if there is something else there beyond that which is phenomenal. And any of these pointers, any of the tools which the sages have provided us can be used to check. So what is that which is aware of your existence? Is it dependent on the play of light and sound? Is it dependent on anything else? Everything here in the play depends on your existence. You cannot have the experience of it unless you exist. What about that which is aware even of existence? What can we say about that? And if for some time we are unconcerned about what that discovery means at the level of our feelings, at the level of our mind, at the level of our body, at the level of our relationships, if just for a moment we are not concerned about the meaning of this discovery or anything phenomenal, only with this simple question, what is it that is aware of my existence? Who is it that is aware of my existence? If it is you, what you is this? And if it is not you, can you say it is another? Is it possible to go beyond sensations and perceptions? Is there a you which remains untouched no matter what might be playing in the phenomenal world? Is there a you which remains untouched no matter what is playing in the phenomenal world? That which witnesses all that is changing, that which is aware of all change, is that itself changing? And you cannot infer this answer. You cannot calculate this answer. You cannot logic your way to the right answer. It is just an invitation to a deeper insight, which has to unfold on its own. Is that which is aware of all that is changing, is that itself changing? If I gave to all of you a magical basket in which you could put everything that was changing, it's a magical basket, it can contain everything that you want to put inside. So What will you do with the world? Goes in the basket or out? So the job is to put everything that is changing into the basket. What will you do with the world? In the basket. The world included this body or no? Because many feel like they put the world in the basket but they leave the body separate. So body also gone in the basket. So therefore all the sensations that we call the body, pain, pleasure, also in the basket. What about the emotional sense? All these emotions. Where do they go? In the basket. All these thoughts about doing and getting, or not doing and not getting, all also in the basket. All our memories of the past, all our projections of the future, also in the basket. All our imagination, also in the basket. Now, is there anything left?
Space.
Space in the basket or out? In the basket. Time, the medium for change itself, the medium for seeming change itself, can be put in the basket. What is left? When did you go in the basket? Have you gone? You put everything. Have you also gone? So what remains?
Basket.
Basket also in the basket. What remains outside the basket? What sees all of this changing? What sees the basket itself? What is the quality of that one? So the basket is nothing but a modern metaphor for a very ancient process called niti niti. So you are familiar with this. The point of niti niti is not to push away anything, not to exclude anything, but just check what else is there. All this realm of change is there. Is there something which is unchanging about me? Is there something about me which is beyond birth and death? Beyond time and space, beyond light and sound. So who is aware of that which is changing? Is it you or another? What can we say about this one? Is it itself changing? And it is you, and it is aware. And cannot find much to say about it.
You're seeing the no objects.
In the pure seeing, there is no objects. Yes.
I have to close my eyes.
Okay, when you open your eyes,
But that problem has been solved.
now
Now I'm my way.
that which is aware of the eyes closing and opening, is that an object?
Problem is no, I see objects.
When
You're
see,
saying there are no objects.
pure seeing itself is not objective in quality. You see? And yet there is nothing really outside of it, isn't it? So even the appearance of objects is just an appearance within itself. Is there really a...
When I close my eyes, it's very tangible.
It is very
What
clear.
you say.
Yes.
But when I open my eyes,
Yes.
I know I'm aware. And I can see my body as an object. I can see all these objects.
Yes.
All these bodies, there's objects.
Yes. They are all objects.
And the world is an extension of it.
All objects. Yes.
All objects.
So now, how is the pure seeing touched by any object or affected by them? Did it go away? When
You're saying didn't go away.
the seeing didn't go away.
Then you get attracted to certain things, you know. That's rose is beautiful.
Okay, so if there is attraction, attention wants to go to a specific object, what happened to the seeing? Attention exists in the light of your seeing. Does attention exist because you exist? Or do you exist because attention exists?
Because there's attention, you know you exist.
Yes. But knowingness is dependent also on attention?
You know, there's a
Dependent. But can there be attention without this knowingness? Can you testify to anything unless there is a knowingness of it?
unless there's a knowing, there cannot be any attention.
Therefore, it is just subsidiary, just an aspect of you, but does not get in the way. If you did not have an idea that this is how it should be, the self or the seeing, if you did not even have the notion pure, and you just let everything be as it is, not trying to get to any state.
But the absorption is more beautiful. I have to close my eyes for that.
Nothing wrong with closing your eyes. I'm also closing my eyes many times. But I'm just saying, does that change anything for you in reality, except the taste of your experience changes? See, it's like saying that when you eat a grape, you have all your attention on the grape. Taste seems much more alive and vibrant because your attention is focused on that. You see? Versus where you're just eating the grape and you're working on the computer, you're talking to someone, you don't even notice the taste. You see? So, are we just talking about the quality of a phenomenal experience and the byproducts of it, which could be joy or bliss? Or are we talking about something fundamentally being different, dependent on whether eyes are closed or open?
Fundamentally, it's one. But the ecstasy factor is too much in absorption.
So, what stops you from closing your eyes? As much ecstasy as you want, it's available to you.
Yes,
It's on tap, no? Just close it. As long as you want the taste of that, consciousness will play with that. It's a beautiful taste.
Yes.
So what might seem like but something is not a but at all, it's included. And ecstasy, eyes closed. Or to break from ecstasy, eyes open.
So different.
Imagine if it was the other way around. You came to satsang with me and nothing happened. I feel like, why do I travel 1 hour every day? 2 hours every day? If you're if you're Jerry Mouse and I have to lay a trap for you, then maybe the cheese is this sense of bliss that you experience in the satsang hall.
Actually, you're trapping us. Actually, you're trapping us.
It can seem like that till you find that actually what I'm showing you is your own presence. There is no higher taste. Even the taste that you might be experiencing in the physical form of the master, it is only arising because of your own presence, the existence of your own being. And I'm constantly just pointing you to that. You see? But thankfully, in the design of this play, it is designed like this, so that till you find this for yourself within yourself, you don't get super distracted with too much else. For some, it plays like that. And it is good.
Nice back. Joyful. Today, UGG was talking about that you don't die every moment. That was so beautiful.
I was telling him yesterday, a short call with him yesterday. So I was saying that I saw a lot of the interview that he did, and I was just feeling like what I was saying earlier, that he should be on Ellen or something, worldwide. He said, no, we are happy.
And we were speaking about when you do everything, you do with your full heart.
Yes,
That was also so
it was a
beautiful.
very beautiful part he said about Lakshmi.
Yeah, about Lakshmi.
You can meet yourself with your full heart, or meet your heart fully. Okay, so what you're discovering is that you, in reality, are untouched by any phenomenal play, any sensation, anything. Then what about the one who does seem to be touched or does seem to suffer because of things appearing and disappearing? What can we say about that one?
Part of the play.
It's part of the play.
Dance.
Yes. So, but is it even a part of a play like this hand is part of the play? Like at least this hand I can say has some qualities like fingers and length
Well,
and
you're
breadth.
talking about the idea of this.
I'm asking the one who suffers, is that a tangible aspect even of the play?
It's a mirage.
Just a mirage.
It seems real sometimes, but it doesn't ever survive an inspection.
They not survive in the light of your true looking. Just like the famous examples of the rope and the snake, the post and a man. You have to remember that these examples were created where electricity was not so pervasive. And that's why I like the fact that we're coming up with some new examples also. Because my kids have never, I don't feel like they've ever confused a rope to be a snake. It's just been too much electricity. They've never gone on the road and confused like a pillar over there or a post over there and said that is a man from a distance. Shankara used these examples, which are very beautiful, of course. But,
In village life, it's very common.
Huh? In village life, it is very common, these things. The point is, what Shankara is saying is that when you truly look, you find that it does not have a tangible existence, but it seemed to be real before it was examined.
I have a modern example.
Yes.
From back when a long time ago,
It's louder,
I
sorry.
used to live on a dirt road, like
Yes.
a long dirt road, and there were like holes in the road, lots of holes. So at
Uh-huh.
night, they weren't clear, but we have also porcupines. You know,
Yes,
those
of
are-
course.
that's what porcupines are. They're porcupines, you know, little creatures
Yes,
with
yes,
spikes
yes, with
in
the
them.
spike.
Stachelschwein.
Yeah,
echt.
Turkish wine.
But that's not little.
So like, well, fairly little. Anyway, the size. So we would drive and say, "Oh, watch out! There's a porcupine." So across the road, but it was a pothole.
That one.
So the same kind of.
Yes. So just the way the light, little bit of light is
Yeah,
reflects and
because
creates
it
the
would be
mirage.
round, but kind of the same shape, but dark.
Many times on the road also, especially in the north, when the weather is very hot and you're traveling on these highways, then it can seem like there's a water body on the road, but as you get closer, you can see that it was just the light shining.
Doesn't fly everywhere. Back in Canada, it does.
His other Shankara's famous other example is the one with silver and one with the silver and the oyster on the beach. And you're on the beach, and they would see the moonlight reflecting on these oysters, and they would feel like it's a piece of silver lying. So it is as straightforward as that. Then actually we shouldn't need satsang from Monday to Friday. Is it? But in the play, it seemed like we invested a lot in the snake. We've invested a lot in the silver. We invested a lot in the porcupine. It can seem like we've done all this investment on the consideration that the porcupine is real. Now, that is why it can feel like, okay, it's okay. The porcupine is doing all this trouble. I realize I must have to kill the porcupine. You see? That's a very famous thing, to try and kill the ego or something. So you'd much rather have to kill the ego than to just see that it never was actually. Many would be like that. Tell me what I have to do to get rid of the ego. But they don't like it. Many don't like it when I say, but it's gone now already. You just feel like, no. Tell me really, what do I have to do? I can do it. It's gone. It never was. It is not real.
In all these examples,
Yeah.
there's a caveat that
Yeah.
it has to have dim light.
Dim
If
light.
it's total
Exactly.
darkness,
Exactly.
then it's not. There has to be. That's how you
Right.
like that. Like some consciousness.
That is why, to take that example even further, the guru is called the dispeller of darkness, the one, the bringer of light in a way. So when light comes, and you see the rope for the rope, you see the oyster for an oyster, and pothole for pothole, and not porcupine. So when I'm introducing you to you and saying that this is the light of the only being there is, you will see that the limited idea of me really has no existence for itself. So whatever the manifest aspect of the resistance might be, you see, actually the resistance is about letting go of this investment in the false. It's almost like we created a big business around having a company that is going to bring people to the edge of the earth and jump off from there. Then as you tried going, you saw that, oh, it's not flat, the earth, it is spherical. And because you invested your entire life in that idea, you felt like you had to keep going. Maybe if I kept going, I'll come to the edge of this. You keep looking, maybe here, maybe there. But this sensation is coming. So anger came. This must mean I'm a person. You see? Oh, but lust came. This must mean I'm a person, definitely, because I've been told that lust means no, impure mind. We're waiting mostly for conclusions to prove to us that it can't be this simple. The truth couldn't have been so obvious. Because it makes us feel stupid somewhere. You just feel like, I've been looking for this all my life. Say,
The funny thing is, even if in the moment there is nothing coming up, like no anger or whatever, then there's the thought, yeah, but then, you know, it will be
It
coming,
will
you
be.
know, like if it, at the moment doesn't have grip, then the future is coming.
because we've associated all of these things with the non-existent one. You see? And you use the appearance of these sensations to prove some to us that it must exist. That's why I call it circumstantial evidence, not real evidence. Just like you see some signs and you feel like, this must mean that there is a ego there. You see, that means I'm not done. So, and if I'm not done, I've been in satsang for long enough, then I must not be worthy of it, or all these conclusions we draw about the non-existent one. the one who is not getting it, the one who is not worthy, the one who is dependent on some sensation. But what are you really finding about yourself? When you look, and now you look like a few hundred times. You have not found this limited one. And you know by now that it is not going to be that one day you will actually look. There will be this guy sitting over there saying, yes, you got me. I was the guy. I'm the ego. You actually feel like one day you just look and he'll just be sitting there. Mr. Ego, you found it. It's just not going to happen. You know this already. There is nobody like that. Just because we've invested so much in clothes for this one. Well, maybe.
It's not like you expect to find a Mr. Ego.
Yeah.
It's just that there's like you could say the small I and the big I to use. So the insistence is upon the fact that like, yes, the big I exists, but then are you sure the small I exists?
Yeah.
You know, that's the
Yeah, and that's what I'm calling Mr. Ego.
But it's not like Mr. Ego as separate from me. It's that it's like
A limited me.
yeah,
Within me, even within me.
yeah.
You see, it is just a notion I am something, which is a small I. It never has any real existence. In fact, it is the snake itself, the notion of the snake itself.
I am something isn't. That doesn't really cause the trouble.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like what gets added onto that.
Yeah,
And
but
either
that is.
something should have done this or shouldn't have done this, or maybe this.
But without that basis,
Of course, yeah.
you could not add on. That is the basis for all these notions to get added.
Like I never found myself suffering and going like, oh my God, I'm something. Oh, I'm something. You know, it's always like I'm the something which should have done this or shouldn't have done this or needs this or doesn't want that. You know what I mean? And it's just dispelling those beliefs one by one. Like obviously the core of them is separate I. And then there's some behavior which seems to be more. This is what I guess like.
Yeah.
Maybe okay, it's okay. Because, say for example, like there's some behavior which I notice seems to be more towards this individual I than the non-located I. Is that just a belief?
Yeah.
Okay. All the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Promise.
true that as consciousness is believing itself to be limited or something, usually it exhibits a certain set of behavior. This is true. But because a certain set of behavior is being exhibited doesn't mean that consciousness actually became limited.
Yeah.
And what is that behavior? It is usually encompassed under the Maha Mantra, which is what's in it for me. It might seem like, no, it's not about what's in it for me really, it's more something greater or something like that. But if you investigate, you'll
some
find.
level it always is about that. It's usually more about like perception in a way. But
Even that is, like for example, I don't know exactly which one you were talking about, but a big part of it is trying to control what should appear in my realm of experiences. You're trying to manipulate life only so that for the me, I get only these set of experiences and not those. You see? And that has so much of this play of trying to control attention, play of trying to control relationship, play of trying to control even spiritual life in a way.
you said that again.
That has so much play of trying to control our attention, trying to control our relationships, and even trying to control our spiritual life, because we have an idea of what should appear in my realm of perception.
there's definitely, I can see that there's some concepts about like how somebody who is spiritually, well, there it is, somebody who is
Exactly.
spiritually, so what's
Exactly.
that? That's
There
just
is nobody who is spiritual.
the spirit playing as like this or this or this.
And a lot of this goes back to the idea that even the notion that I am a spiritual being contained in this body or something like that. So the being that you're being introduced to in satsang is not contained in the body. It is not contained in this phenomenal universe at all. There be something cooler than this. If I was to say to you, I will take you on a ride, which in 5 minutes will take you to the moon. To the moon. Yeah. And many have signed up for these space rides, and they know they're not coming back. They're willing to give up their lives for this space travel. But I'm taking you outside this universe in a second. See, meet yourself. Who are you? For some, of course, it does feel like you have to give up your life to have this meeting in this way. But what you're meeting, this can be a confusion that I'm meeting something inside my body. It is not. It is beyond time and space. Your being is independent of all these phenomenal forces which can seem so large, but you are not contained in them.
So you said when you say something and it's like, hang on a minute, that doesn't really. That's, I feel like that now because you said something the other day along the same lines, like, you know, it's your own presences.
Yeah.
And then you were like, my God, if I told you you'd won the lottery, you'd be more happy. You know, you're right. You know, it's something hearing these words, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm outside this universe. You're right. I believe what you're saying is true, but somehow, at the same time, is it that I don't believe it? I don't think so. But it's that something's maybe saying, okay, yeah, maybe I'll experience that one day. But I know that what you're talking about is already my experience somehow. But yet I can't fully agree with it.
Yes. That is because it's good because so if I was to reframe the point and to say, okay, you can have $1 billion, but you can't exist. You see? That puts it more in perspective, isn't it? You're recognizing that my existence is the substratum for all other experience. You see? But actually what is happening is that it's just that we've taken it for granted. You see? And it's like mom's cooking. Like a friend says, there's a new restaurant, they have beautiful Lebanese food, and falafel, and that. But your mom's cooking might be better than that. But you know that she's always there. It's always going to be there. Like, okay, let me go taste the restaurant. Till you have to go live in a, like in India, it happens often where you go live in a hostel, you live in a different city, then you start to miss it. And when you come back home, you don't want to go to a restaurant, you don't want to go anywhere, you just want mom's cooking. So because our existence is such a natural, it is our existence, it has always been. You can feel like, what's the big deal in that? Now, there's no trouble with that, except that it is almost like life for most is like begging for things when you have the biggest treasure in the world already is what you are. So the example would be more clear if it was, if mom had lunch ready for you,
Yeah.
but you were going house to house, asking for some food, can I please have some food to eat?
So it's a good example because, like, for example, I used to really enjoy eating out.
Yeah.
And now I don't mind, but I I feel the same way. Like I'm quite happy just to stay at home, have something simple, sit on the sofa, and relax. So it's moving. There's definitely can't deny there's moving. So it seems like when you say, if you were to say to me now, I'd be like, okay, let's step outside of time and space for a minute. Do you want to go?
Mm.
I'd be like, yeah. And it seems like the only thing that is stopping me recognizing, like, oh, yeah, okay, is that I'm waiting for some excitement, for some new, tingly, cool sensations. And not just in a metaphysical sense, but also still, to a lesser degree, I would say, but still in the worldly realm. And that's.
And you realize the irony in that. Really, the irony in that is that we step out from time and space, and we are still looking for something to change in time and space to convince us that we stepped out from time. You see, that is the thing. But your own experience in that moment will show you that you're not in that.
So in this moment, I'm
Yeah.
not in time and space.
Yes.
Feels like it is in you.
Yeah.
So it's not something simple.
Yeah. You are not contained by any boundary, including time and space. Your existence is the substratum for time. That's why in deep sleep, there is no movement of time. It's only after the waking state comes, then we have to refer back to this notional time and say, okay, this my time has passed. You still feel like something has to change for the coconut, which is contained in time and space. For me to see that I am beyond time and space.
And it's like, it really is jumping over the moon, because what we're saying is like, there's no steps to it. It's not like, right, okay, now you think of opening the body mind, let's move to something subtler, something super subtler, something really teeny, subtle, let's roll it then. You know, it's like either you're in or you're out.
Well, if you look at the niti-niti, it is somewhat like that. You know, it's something very gross, something subtler.
For me, it doesn't, like, I don't seem to be able to work with this.
That's okay. You don't have to, as long as it is clear that I exist and I am aware of this existence. This which is aware of existence has no quality which could contain it. It has no quality which could hurt it, no quality which could bring something to it. It is not aging in time. It is not becoming bigger or smaller in space. It is unaffected by all of these forces, gravity, electricity, magnetism, mean nothing to it.
Okay, so second point.
Yeah.
My other
Yes, yes.
this, like, unhurt, undented, never scratched, always pristine. Yet, I seem to feel so as I'm examining this, it's something that's like, see that what I'm going to talk about doesn't belong to this awareness. See? Yeah, I have to say, like, I seem to live in a world where I can sense pain that people are carrying. I can sense the kind of trauma and so something is very much scratched and dented,
And
and that seems to be
something is scratching what?
the mind, as far as I can tell.
So, in this realm of qualities, all qualities are available, right? And they will be experienced. But the point is that there is no individual experiencer which are actually hurt or truly overwhelmed by any quality. Right? It is only the notion that we have about ourselves. That's why when you say the mind, it makes sense. Because it is the mind that is overwhelmed by the appearance of something. Then what you're truly discovering about yourself is that in the space of your existence, it is beyond even this spacious space. You see, it contains even this. So nothing can really overwhelm it. If you have 100 kilograms of guilt, 1,000 kilograms of guilt, cannot. This is all in the realm of quality. A lot of guilt and a little bit of guilt. You see, all this is qualitative. But you are finding yourself to be beyond the play of quality. And yet, all of these can carry their own unique taste. But it can never be true that something becomes too much for the reality of you. It is only ever too much for the notion of you. If you do not create a mental boundary about what you were, then all these appearances are just naturally able to just appear and disappear and linger actually for as long as they want.
I don't really know what to say because in theory, I can say I can see that's true, and I know, I think I know that. I think we invite me to check, but it just seems like
What if I was to say that only in theory is it false? And you see, because the thing is, the mind will always give you a perspective which seems to be the opposite of what is being said. Now it can seem like, oh, yeah, I can agree with you at a level of theory. It sounds good and it complies with the scriptures and what the sages have said. So it can feel like theoretically, intellectually, I can agree with you, but actually, you need your reasoning or intellect to disagree. When you check for yourself, can you find anything in this qualitative realm which is bigger than your existence?
no, no, I think it's just a kind of insistent conditioning that is there, which is like, first of all, really insists on separation to be a fact, and then also it's kind of feels like hardwired, reprogrammed to avoid pain and go to pleasure. So the moment you say like, okay, so what experience could overwhelm you? I just imagine like burning for 1,000 eons. It's kind of hellish thing, you know. It's like obviously consciousness can play as that if it wants, and I think what it comes back to is this surrendering the experience.
Yeah, but even in this visual, don't give up your investigation because the mind comes up with a super scary notion like that. See? So they, okay, well, I can burn in the fire of hell for 10,000 years or something like that. See? Then say, okay, which part of me can burn? Where is that one that can burn? Yes. The body can feel a lot of pain. Now, this pain, does it hurt the entirety of you? Or there's still something about you which can say, no matter what the pain is, that remains untouched. This is the invitation for the investigation. And this is only after this investigation the sages have said. I feel maybe it was Bhagavan who said first, if the world has to burn, let it burn. If this body has to go, let it go. I remain untouched. It's beautiful. It can sound like a bit scary type of inquiry, so if you have the temperament for it, you can do that.
Because I want to go beyond that.
Yeah.
I want to go beyond this fear of pain. I want to go beyond this truth.
Yes. And if I was to say that you are already, you see, because it's the want to,
Yeah, I know.
which can change our starting point to the presumed one. And that's why these days, you must have noticed so much of my focus is on what is the starting point now. Can we find the one that wants to? We can't find the one that wants to. We can only find your existence. And this existence is not having trouble with anything.
So how does it reconcile? Like, for example, I can watch the news or I can go onto Facebook or something, and I can see, for example, something that's really full power at the moment. It's like somebody, because I have some friends who do like aid work in Syria. So their perception, seeming perception of what's happening, like, they'll say, well, it's terrible, put it that way, it's terrible. And so something's maybe trying to reconcile that. I hope this isn't too off topic, but this is the kind of thing that comes in my mind when you say, like, can't be scratched, can't be there, can't be. And I kind of feel like, well, it's easy for me to kind of nod along, comfortably sitting in Bangalore in a chair and just have a nice lunch and that kind of thing. But if you've got, like, fighter jets screaming overhead and your whole neighborhood's on fire, it doesn't feel very authentic. And so, like, how does that reconcile inside in a way in your mind? Is it because it's also easy just to say, like, oh, yeah, it's just consciousness. I'm talking about my own perspective here.
Of course.
If I was to turn to the person next to me and say, no, it's just consciousness playing with all these things, like, even though I feel like that's the truth, it would feel not authentic for me to say that. And so then when I hear, say, for example, you saying it, I feel like that's what creates a distance where I feel like, okay, I'm not in that state yet where I can say it's just consciousness. Does that make sense?
It's very important.
That creates a journey then. Like, when will I one day be as
It's very
awakened?
important because, and what I'm saying is that if you were to throw away everything that you think and everything that I say, what is the insight that you're having about yourself? And I'm proposing to you that what I'm sharing in Satsang resonates with that direct insight. Okay? But you have to tell me that, no, when I check really about what I am and where I am, what you're saying does not resonate with that. Okay? And what I'm thinking actually resonates more with that. Okay? And if you say that, then of course, then I would not say, oh, don't go just with what the mind is saying. I'm just proposing that let's, for a minute, presume that what this mind is saying about you is not the truth about you. See if upon your own investigation you find that the words of Satsang are true or what the mind is saying is true. So first you see this for yourself, and then when you see this for yourself, then you'll find that how should I deal with someone who's undergoing all of this pain is not a problem that you have to solve anyway. Because in the light of your existence, automatically what flows is flow, just flow. So So what matches more your insight about yourself? Does your thinking match it more, or does what you're hearing in satsang match it more? So that is why it is important, because we have to have our own discovery as the pillar for this. You see, the words of satsang can just be pointers, they can just be clues for your exploration. But but if it just becomes about two different type of concepts that you have to deal with, one is a concept that, oh, I'm this, that life has all of this struggle and trouble, and there's another concept which seems like, oh, but you're not here at all, you're not in this universe. You see, that seems very convenient. So it can seem like that, isn't it? So, and I know that the habit and the natural way in this world has become to treat that as reality, which is that, oh, I am this individual and I have all this trouble to deal with. And uh, you will hear this voice in satsang rarely which is saying, but just examine for yourself whether it is true. Don't take my word for it. Don't just believe me, but just be open enough to check for yourself. And if at some point that is a disconnect, then I'm very happy to have it. But otherwise, that the mind is saying that you are limited and this sounds like a very convenient escapism or something like that, that I know the mind will say. You see? So I'm not inviting you to escape from reality. I'm actually inviting you to look at it without any glasses on. Naked, look at reality and tell me what you find. And this will hold you in good stead. See? No matter what comes in life, which teachers there, which environment you're in, whether you're in a war zone or you're in a nice place, if you just learn to rely on your own insight, you'll be in very good stead. You can't be so shaken because somebody said, it's like this, show me, can I see it? Is it? And there's someone coming in and you can't see it, you have to just take my word for it and safely run. Because this must be the verifiable through your own inner insight, what is being shared. Otherwise, just words.
So, I guess in a way, what brings me, I mean, obviously, what brings the greatest peace is just to drop all conclusions, just to be in that emotional state.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that I like the previous part even better than that, because that was truth for the sake of truth, not even for peace. You see, that was where we were saying, what is true? I just want that. For a while, I'm not going to care about the byproducts of that. You see? What is true? What is real? I want to know what is real about me. You see? That, if you have that.
So what I mean is when if I hear you something say like, totally, what you are is unscratchable.
Yeah.
It's never can't be hurt. Basically, can't be harmed. Like that's yeah. I guess it's just enough to watch that something hears that and kind of wriggles a bit and just be like, okay,
Exactly.
and not even go beyond that into even to take the standpoint like, okay, that doesn't necessarily feel true for me at the moment. That's also a belief. Because I'm looking at some sensation and then interpreting that as that doesn't feel true for me.
Very good. So this itself is a very good step. So you're saying, I'm looking at that sensation.
Yeah.
You see? And the mind is interpreting that sensation to mean that this could not be true for me. You're watching this entire play. And then you're going one step deeper. So I am this I. This I, is it truly affected or hurt by this sensation? Like that, if you want to inquire in that way. So the other way which you said is also very nice. The flu comes and you leave it unmolested. You see, it does its job on its own. Some cleanup happens. But I'm saying that even if you were to take it to the level, to the outermost extremes of your intellect and reasoning, if you stretch yourself out there completely, you see, then when you go beyond intellect and reasoning, you'll see that the I is just there. I am there, untouched even by my conclusions about myself or any interpretation about myself. So I'm saying this part just for those who have like a inquiring temperament. So to go beyond reasoning and intellect, to stretch the question even beyond that, it's for those who find it natural to have this questioning tendency. No harm in it. Nothing can trap you if you decide to get to the bottom of it. Actually, if you leave it unexplored somewhere, then it can feel like it's a trap. Maybe I'll just leave it. You see, something. Either you take on this explorer hat and wear it then completely. Indiana Jones, full on. And you don't care what's behind that door, cave open, and you just full on. Or then you say, okay, no, I'm going to surrender. This, and it can feel scary. The places we come to in our exploration sometimes, we can feel like, oh, this is going to have some big snakes behind this. Like that. That's why the master is there to remind you that you're not going to get it.
It's very natural now. I would say, like, day to day, it's more like a kind of a surrendered way of being. And then, well, obviously, I do definitely have that temperament to inquire, and the inquiry is always kind of exciting, but not in like a way, but just like, oh, okay, is this really true? Am I sure this is true? But it's more like, it's just this thing about never, what you are can't be hurt. Some things like,
So use that. If that is pushing some button, use that for your exploration.
okay,
And say, can this really be true? Is this true? Is this my experience? Have I had any taste of this in reality? Or is it just like emotion to be found in some scriptures to make us feel good? Or something? Have that exploration. Have at it. It's fun. These things are really good. Aparna says that, please help me be rid of this oscillations, this coming to the true insight, and then experiencing all these emotions which I don't want to experience, and then trying to pick up this spiritual protection in a way. So she's saying that I'm tired of this. I'm just tired of this back and forth. Now, I know that you know that the answer is that whatever you're tired of, is already gone. Unless you pick up some idea of past and future. So one way is to see this. That right now, I just exist independently of whatever might have happened and whatever is going to happen. My truth, my being is untouched by any experience. Or you can ask yourself, so who is this me that is tired? But what will become the journey, what will become seemingly cumbersome, is that if I also start buying into the idea of this me, and then we start dealing with the situation pretending that there is a me here and a me there, and both these me's are trying to help each other. Too much presuming in that. So if I say to you that the one who asked for help has been helped and is gone, now you are fresh. Does it sound like mystical mumbo jumbo tree? Sound like this is just too airy shaggy. It can't. I need help. But you can't present this one. That's the problem. Why is it not sticking? And you're writing in caps now, big letters. Why is it not sticking permanently here? So if my throat was better, I would have shouted it up. Why is it not sticking permanently here that I am always fresh in the moment? I keep forgetting. This is just the habit. The daily satsang is for this habit. If this habit was not there, you would see that this is so true. What is being spoken, your being is complete and fresh. It has no past, it has no future, it is all there is. It's so apparent to you. And if being itself had not picked up this play of picking up the limited ideas about itself, then we would not need to present this satsang every day. But no matter what the conditioning is, we all feel like we have some special conditioning that seems to be the most sticky. But actually, all of humanity seems to be struggling with the same 4 or 5 variables. And blessed are those who are able to get this glimpse of this being, this freshness, this newness, even for a moment in their life. So rather than saying, why can't I just stay like this? Why does it go away? Maybe we can be a little bit grateful to say that I'm so blessed that amongst the thousands of beings that I have met in this world, I've at least had a few moments of this recognition. How much of your family is in satsang? How many among the people that you know are in satsang? They've not even had a moment of this. With this kind of, instead of grasping for why this, why can't I have more, why can't I have more of this, there's more a sense of thank you, I see now what I am. Then something seems to settle more easily. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Jai. Sadhguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.